right, my Reds, welcome back to the Liverpool 12th Man Show. Hopefully you can hear me. I think you can. Oh, man. So we begin this weekend with some, I guess, close to being finalized transfer sagas coming to an end. Greetings to the champions in the house, those Reds that are yourself and myself as well. Big up, Red Armchair supporter. So again, we have some updates to give you here. Definitely some interesting. How can I put it? Like some interesting uh, circumstances that are unveiling for us as other players start to finally see where they're going to end up playing for the rest of the summer or rest of the campaign. But it's going to be a pretty cool little episode, jam-packed as always. We've got Cody Gakpo, Gakpo, if you pronounce it that way, committing his future to the club. We have, obviously, like I said, a Liverpool summer transfer quiz actually at the end of the show for you. Test your knowledge is actually a cool little quiz that I saw. Oh, and I believe it was Liverpool. I want to say the Liverpool website. They did a little quiz, and I ran through it, and it was fun. So I figured I'd share that with you. Also, the official bid for Marc Guehi, Andy Robertson stepping up as our vice captain. Big news around the league for some teams, like for some other teams as they get their business in order. And Liverpool's Champions League fixtures. I was asked yesterday about Liverpool's Champions League fixtures, and we were getting the live feed, obviously, when we were getting the games, but we all are getting the teams that we're going to be facing. But I'd seen the dates, but I couldn't find them again that day. So I made sure to follow up on it, and I do have the confirmed Champions League fixture dates for us. So hit the like button, please. Let's smash our 50 like minimum. Jump into the chat with your answers and opinions. If you can, always, just say hello. Big up to Hashashin Farsi. Big up to Trap Joe. Big up to Adam. Big up to Hylor. Big up to Lee. See who else is in the chat. Big up to my Arizonan brethren, Dara. Big up to, I think I got Red Armchair supporter already said hello to, but I'll say hello to again. Yeah, big up to everyone in the chat for sure. Going to be a good episode today. Hopefully we can get it in. I'm very interested to see. We'll decide. The quiz is going to be fun too. I didn't get a perfect score, but we'll see if you guys can get a perfect score or not on the quiz. And you'll have to decide if you want to take there's a version that I can give you with the multiple choice, and there's a version without the multiple choice. So we'll see. See how everyone's feeling once we get to that segment. But I wanted to start off the show with this guy right here, Agent Cody, reporting for duty. Liverpool have confirmed Cody Gakpo has signed a new long-term deal. Gakpo says he feels at home. His family feels at home, and he wants to win it all. The Premier League, the Champions League, every trophy possible on the list while getting better every single year. This is good to hear because I know that there was rumors that Bayern Munich was very, very hot to trot for Cody. They were very interested in bringing him in to their team. I don't know if that was a and or situation with Lucho, but I know that they were looking for Lucho, and they were also looking at Cody as possibly going to be one of the additions that Bayern Munich brought in. Vincent Kompany likes both players. However, he is ours to utilize as a Red, and as a Red, he has been definitely an agent on the prowl. He's delivered 42 goals, 19 assists, and 131 appearances, with 18 goals in last year's title-winning season. Lucho going to Bayern Munich, obviously. Gakpo is now our senior starter on the left. I know some people are very high on Rio, and trust me, I am as well. But that day will come for Rio to become the left wing senior or left wing starter for us. For now, it is Cody Gakpo's job and his job alone. The extension is both a statement of trust, obviously. It's also a clear sign that Cody is central to Arne Slot's future plans. I think he always has been central to Arne's plans. I think that I honestly do think that this coach has preferred for him to be the coach, or excuse me, to be the left wing choice. Primarily because I think it allowed for Lucho's departure to be a little bit easier, and also because of the way he did try to make a lineup where it included not only Lucho, but certainly included Cody on that left side. So it was something of the two could coexist. I am not going to do anything related to Isak, Adam, today, but I will do an update on Guehi. I will have an update on Guehi for your question or for your comment. I agree. I think he's very underrated, sometimes underappreciated, Red Armchair supporter, but it is good to see that he's being shown love by LFC. Lee says he knew Cody loved it here. I was never worried that he was going. That's good. That's cool. That's cool. It was very interesting when the talk started ramping up that Bayern Munich were fresh on his heels and they might end up making the acquisition, but it goes in our favor. We've been very, very consistent and very, very blessed with a lot of a lot of the players that we've been pursuing. We've been very blessed with getting them across the line. Trap Joe says Cody isn't his favorite player to watch, but he's a good player nonetheless. Okay. Hyler says left wingers are the new number 6, as it seems not many of them out there with real quality. Ooh, that's a statement. I'm going to star that. Hopefully, if I do get a panel, I will bring that back up, Hyler, to kind of chop that statement up. Because I get that's a deep statement, very deep statement. Let's see. Not gonna lie, I wanted Mo to be Vice. Okay, Redbird, I got you. Evening, Redbird. By the way. Let's see. I think that's all of the comments so far. I think I'm caught up to all the comments and all the people weighing in to this. I definitely can say that Cody's exceeded a lot of people. I think he's exceeded people's expectations of him. I would say certainly so. I know some people were very pessimistic about him. Some were optimistic, but some were very pessimistic. I will admit I did not watch much of his time at PSV, but I knew that I did know that he was a highly touted player. He's also, knowing that he's on the Dutch team as well, and the Dutch national team, it made me definitely appreciate the player even more, because obviously the Dutch team is no slouch, and to make it into the lineup of that team is an accomplishment in itself. I'll ask you this: is Cody Gakpo now the outright left winger for our team? I know some people are saying, I've heard some shouts, not many. I'm not trying to get overblown. I'm not going crazy about it. I know not many people are saying, oh, we need to start Rio now. Chiesa plays on that side too, or has played on that side. Is Cody now the default left winger for our team? And I'll ask this follow up to you. Do you feel comfortable with him being our left wing choice, or do you still have some reservations about Lucho not being there? Lee Wiskid says yes. Red Armchair Supporter says yes, with Rio to explode from the bench. Absolutely. I understand. Definitely not. Let's see what's the shout. Okay. I'll star that comment, Trap Joe. Bring it up when we get to our vice captain, our thumbnail pictured player, spotlight player. My vice captain, your vice captain. Not everyone's vice captain, apparently, but it's all good. Let's see. I know you have to. All right, Trudon, explode from the bench. I got you. Pause on that. Trap, I never thought about that, bro. You could be right. I do have a different perspective on it, and I will share that perspective on Robbo, by the way. When we get to that section, definitely either if it's a comment you can't hold in any longer, or it's a comment that you want to get out, put it in the chat. I will star it and try to make sure it's included in our conversation. But yeah, let me see what you guys are saying. Red Armchair Supporter saying the offer for Diaz was too good to turn down for a player at his age. Absolutely agree with that, Red Armchair Supporter. And you know I'm one of the biggest Lucho fans. You know, Colombia's is a second home to me. So shout out to my Colombian brothers and sisters out there. Let's see. I'll follow up the question then for you. And Adam's saying yes, but he would rather have Rodrigo. That's a very interesting shout, too, by the way. Now that Cody's going to be holding down the left wing consistently for us, could Cody be a 20-goal scorer this season under Slot? Can you see Cody Gakpo scoring 20-plus goals? And if not, tell me what's the margin you see him scoring. You don't have to be precise. You don't have to say 16 or, 23. You can say 15 to 20 or whatever, or over 15 plus or 10 plus. You can say something like that. But Cody was our second best goal scorer in a Premier League winning season. Such things tend to make a mark in history. Certainly. Adam is saying he could be, but he'll say 10 to 15 is right around the margin of where he sees. He did get something like that. I could look up what his stats were for the year, for last year at least. I don't know how to take that. Maybe that's a good one or not. I'm not sure. I know some people do take. Some people do try to use that as. I know Redbird's not doing that. Redbird's a friend and definitely a OG of the channel. But big up Redbird. Yeah, you're a real top red 12. I think we're all top reds. I'd rather be a top red than a bottom red. How about that? That's usually my comeback whenever someone tries to use it in a disparaging word, phrase or way. I always say, I'd rather be a top red than a bottom red. So how about that? Big up, Red for Life. Big up. Yes, definitely. I actually did hit Brian up. Brian hit me up earlier. Brian's got a new schedule in his life. So yeah, we've been trying to catch up with each other. But big up for Brian maybe channeling you guys over to here. and I appreciate that. Brian's part of the family, and we definitely appreciate you showing the love by joining us. Big up to Mezzy. It's a new name from us, or for me at least. Big up to Kevin. Big up Red for Life. As I said earlier, big up to Redbird. um, let's see. Um, what's Cody's ceiling price? I can see it more than 70 max. I can see it more than 70 max. And as where if you go somewhere like a Rodrigo and he plays well and score, you're looking at 150, maybe even more. I guess you're saying ceiling price. So you're thinking 70 million or Rodrigo 150 million. I don't think that Rodrigo, personally, this is just my opinion, Adam. I don't think Rodrigo is a 150 million pound striker, or excuse me, or forward at least. He's not a striker, excuse me, forward. I do think that right now, I know that that Real Madrid had been offering him for about 100 million euros, about 85 million pounds or something like that. I know that price was negotiable, but I happen to think that Cody's worth a little bit more. I happen to think that Cody could be worth more. Still young enough to be able to have more growth. I think that now that he's going to have a little bit further inclusion in being a everyday starter, I think you're going to see a lot more, not only asked from him, but I think you're going to see a lot more consistency being grown into the role of playing our left wing. And I know he is versatile. I know some people don't like to see him in other roles. I think maybe to Klopp's, not Slot, but Klopp's, progression that he used them in too many different places around the pitch. He was like a right wing. He was a left wing. He was a striker for us. He was a left midfielder for us. He was a right midfield for us. He was a 10 for us. He was a false 9 for us. It was maybe a little bit too much moving and shuffling for Cody to get used to. But yeah, right. Ransom Vance Raid. Big up Revenite. How you doing, brother? Ransom Vance Raid. Yeah. I am sure. Ransom Vance does. I mean, maybe he would do something like that to try to bring a little bit of chaos to it all. Sorry if you already mentioned it, but how long is Cody's new contract? Okay, let me pull that up for you. I'll give you the specifics of Cody's contract if you want them. Just give me 1 second to pull that up for you here. Because I know that his deal wasn't going to. It wasn't like he was on the last year of his deal or something like that. But let's see. So it is. His deal will now be extended beyond his previous deal, like as in 2028 was the expiration of the deal before this. The specific length has not been revealed, apparently. I don't know how much money he got, and he's getting a pay raise on this deal too. But they just announced the deal. They haven't necessarily given a lot of the specifics to the actual deal. I just think the extension is a positive move, though, for us, because for now, securing a key player for Liverpool like this is now at least we don't have to worry about, what are we going to do with our left wing? Now we can maybe shift a little bit of the attention to a possible successor to our right wing, which is something that I would like to see eventually. Oh, my bad. Let me get the man, the myth, the legend himself, the Irishman in here. I did not put the link in the chat. That's why no one. I was wondering why none of the panel has shown up yet, but I apparently did not put the link in the chat. So I'm putting that in there right now. So we might have Lee. I know Lee said he was going to be available tonight. So if he's listening along, cool. I put the link in the chat, Lee. Definitely join. Maybe put the headphones on. Try the new era of Scouts in the House. And I already spoke to JK, and Nalante might be joining us as well, but I believe Brian's going to be joining us shortly. Marc Guehi, big up, by the way. Big up, Marc Guehi, the reigning champion of our Premier League fantasy football league. Excuse me, by the way. It says 2030 is apparently the end deal for him. So he got a 2-year extension on top of what he had already, which is 3 more years technically, if you want to include this one, on his deal. So we're looking at 5 years of service, possibly from Cody Gakpo. Gakpo was on some wages as Chiesa up until now, and that's hardly fair with the amount of matches and especially his goal and assist contributions. I get what you're saying, Hylor. I would go as far as to say that when it comes to Chiesa was on healthy wages already before he moved to Liverpool. Also, sometimes when you are going to, I'm sure some of you play the game, play FIFA and stuff like that. It's a little bit easier in the video game, obviously. But when you are playing or whenever you're doing the negotiations, you're always pretty much going to see a sizable bump in their salary. Normally, if it's reasonable, they'll get maybe double the amount. If not, they'll get at least some type of in-between number pretty much to the number that they're previously making. That's why players like Jadon Sancho and stuff like that are going to be very difficult to move simply, or your Rashfords, simply because their salaries are so enormous. And moving on to another team is not an easy thing to do. Let's see. Chiesa is on 140K. I think that's about right. I can double check and pull up my a little. I can double check and see. I'll pull up my the website I use for all my salaries at least, and it's a pretty accurate one, so that's why I usually use it. How they're saying doesn't have its new contract specifics, but if he should guess, as 12th man said, his last contract ended in 2028, so I'm pretty sure that his new contract lasts until 2030 with better wages. Absolutely, High Lord. Absolutely, that's what it's looking like. I mean, do you guys? I'll ask this as a general poll. You're going to say yes or no. Do you think, as a general poll, do you think we need to get better at left wing, or are you comfortable with Cody at left wing? I'm comfortable with Cody at left wing. I think I know he's not necessarily the flicks and tricks style left wing that some people love to see. Some of us have gotten used to seeing with Lucho there, but I think he's a serviceable left wing, more of a traditional left wing, by the way. And I think he's a very good player with a higher ceiling above him. But we have, like I said, the man, the myth, the legend, the Irishman. How are you doing, brother? How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good.
Okay.
Good to be back on. Been too long.
With the Irish normal enthusiasm.
Yeah.
Just
good to be back on. Been too long, you say.
Yeah, I was just talking a little. I'm gonna turn up the mic. Turn my sound a little bit. I was just talking about Cody, and I was talking about. I was trying to get a read because for some people, it's been a love or hate affair with Cody. Some people were very optimistic. Some were pessimistic with him when he joined the team. Some people during his little he had a little bit of a when he got injured in that Spurs game. This is what I noticed at least. He had a little bit of a drought, I guess you could say, trying to find his form and a drought with scoring. But he slowly but surely picked up that those shooting boots again and has been scoring on a bigger pace. League Cup is his buffet when it comes to scoring. Um, are you cool with Cody being our left wing, our now preferred left wing choice, or is there still someone out there that you think we should go after and try to maybe make it a competition or maybe replace him as one? And the second portion of that question that I asked the chat earlier, do you see him scoring 20 plus goals this season now that he is our number one left wing? And welcome to the show, by the way. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, thanks. Uh, well, I've just been saying that this for me is it's his season. It's his season. Diaz is gone.
Mhm.
It's Rio and him. I mean, Verts can play off the left. Isak, if he comes in, Ekitike can play off the left. All these people can play off the left, but it's kind of his gig now. I think it's his opportunity to step up and be the main man.
Mhm.
26, he's not a young player anymore. He's 26 now.
Mhm.
So you put him in a team, you play him, stays fit. I think
Mhm.
this should be his big season for
Mhm.
me. Yeah, and that should be like we were looking at a while ago, 27, 26 goals in Holland, so you factor that down to England 20. He hasn't
Mhm.
had one of those seasons, right? He needs to have one of those seasons now for me. Come out and, Verts in your area, Kirkes in your area, a new team, new tactics. You've been given the main man role, Diaz is gone. So
Mhm.
yeah, it's all set up for him to me, to be honest, to, just kind of, we've seen it, man. We know how well he can finish. You put him in a role where he can do what he's supposed to do. There's no reason why, with all those other players around him, he won't get like 27 goals or 28 goals like he get in like a great season in Holland or something like that. But he can get, yeah, that 19 kind of 20 as like the starting left-sided forward for us. Yeah, he's not a winger. He's not a tricky winger. He's not a dribbler. He's a guy that cuts inside and finishes chances.
Right.
Really, he's not gonna yeah, he's not gonna dazzle you with skills and do highlight reels and all that. He's gonna run, he's gonna finish. That's Cody. But yeah, just if you're giving him now that role where Diaz, like I said, Diaz is gone, it's your slot, it's your side. Diaz or Salah's off the right, you're off the left, and the boys are through the middle. So absolutely, if he has an amazing season, he could get 22, definitely. But
Right.
no, I'd be hoping for that kind of, yeah, upper
Not
teens.
not combined. I was just talking about just in the player.
Yeah, no, upper teens for there's no, like, if he starts, let's just say 32 games,
Mhm.
so whenever,
He
yeah,
should probably
a
at
good
least
season.
32.
I mean,
The
staying
yeah,
fit. I just mean
yeah.
fitness wise. Yeah, if he has a good season fitness wise, he's fit for the season.
Mm,
He can push that 20 mark.
mm,
But that's what I'm saying. It's like he still has that kind of feeling of like a 23-year-old player that we just signed. He's not. He's 26 now.
right.
It's time to step
Yeah,
up, dude. You're not a young player anymore. This is your peak
yeah,
years.
yeah,
And
yeah.
he's been
Okay.
handed that, and like you're probably going to bring up, he hasn't just been handed that left hand side. He's been handed a big brand new contract 5 years, long-term deal. He's, all the confidence is in you now. Go out and
Mhm.
do your stuff. Like,
Mhm.
so I'm expecting a really. It's not like, oh, I'm expecting a huge season for him or he's gone kind of thing. No, it's just I'm expecting him to really maybe show how good he can be this year. And yeah, to your number, yeah, that could be 20 goals in the Premier League. It could be.
Yeah. Yeah. We do. I do see that. Thank you for the update in the chat, by the way. I will just opened up my X in the background just in case. We do have some breaking news. Because I know there is the uh, Be in Sports is writing that they've been told that Alexander Isak is on his way and a deal should be done for Liverpool, according to Jan Ij Yortov.
Oh,
Yortov.
Jan Fjortoft. Jan Fjortoft.
You've heard of him before?
Yeah, we were talking. It's Jan Fjortoft. He used to play for. He's a Norwegian striker. He's on ESPN.
Oh, is that? Oh, that. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah. He used to play for Swindon and
Yeah, sure.
Chelsea and yeah,
I know.
that guy. That guy.
Yeah, yeah. He's on ESPN FC. Yeah,
Yeah, he's kind of. I was talking about Murdoch. He's kind of like a weird hybrid. He's like a pundit and he's like a journalist,
yeah,
but he also has like these kind of every now and again he's got like transfer type of things. He dips his
yeah.
toe in, like he
He's
did
got
it with the Wirtz
players.
thing.
I think the reason why is because he's very tight with. For instance, he was very tight with Holland, for
Yeah, it's a
instance,
Scandinavian kind of
and as
connection. He was putting it up and that. It's like
yeah,
he's a bit of a
yeah,
weird hype. Like he's not a Romano, he's not a pundit. He's kind of a bit of all kind of. But he's like, oh, I'm a Scandinavian. I've got a bit of this kind of. But he was the one that was tweeting up earlier on that, uh, according to the Swedish crew that were doing the Swedish TV that were doing the commentary for the Newcastle game, were saying that he was at the training ground yesterday saying goodbye to all his players or saying
mm,
goodbye to all the teammates, and he retweeted that. Apparently, the
yeah,
Swedish commentator said that because they were playing tonight.
yeah.
Newcastle were playing tonight, so apparently the Swedish commentary team that was doing the TV in Sweden was saying that he was in Newcastle yesterday, saying goodbye to all his friends and stuff. So
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Some are predicting an update at 9 o'clock. Apparently, Liverpool don't have any plans to bid again before Monday's deadline for Isak. What the heck is happening? Is Adam's question. Uh, says Guehi was flying in to finalize move unless he flew Ryanair. I'm guessing he's in Liverpool, maybe. What else is on here? Um, Gakpo isn't recognized because he doesn't do 9 step overs and 9 roulettes tend to go for goals. Yeah, he's definitely direct with his approach towards scoring for sure. Um, what was the other one? It was the Echo. So Adam doesn't believe them. Okay, okay. MM says Curly is versatile too. He can play as a false nine, a 10 in his team. Isak benches him, but he will still play as part of. Okay, so let me bring this up with you, Brian, because yesterday we had a special or surprise special guest. I don't know if you heard it through the grapevine or if anyone updated you in the chat, but like, so Zuberi was on the show and
okay.
a he had a take that his take was
Oh, cool. Come on.
that
Come on.
Isak, if we sign Isak, Isak will be a bench player or will be on our bench. Now, I think he's taking liberties with that in trying to say in the very beginning of the run. He'll be
Yeah.
we won't see him for like a month or so, and
Yeah. That's fair.
that's
Because yeah, no
understandable.
preseason. That's fair. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
fair.
yeah, but I push back to say he's not Jack Grealish in the sense of he's not a £100 million+ player that's going to come to a team and be used sporadically, or used in choice situations by the manager. It's more so when he's fit, he becomes our number one option. You agree with that, or is that?
Yeah. I mean, I think I haven't spoken to Zaberi in a while, and
I know.
he's
I
on
told him I wanted. I
Quasi.
told him he wants
No,
to
he's on
do.
Quasi show the other day, and I was on as well. Uh,
Oh, okay.
Quasi does his early kind of thing, so it works
Mm-hmm.
works for me the odd lunchtime. And I was on there. Zuby came in, and we had some words. Yeah, we definitely had some words. Zuby can be a difficult character. I was trying to say that I think certain people can be upgraded, but I know what he's like. Yeah, Zuby will come in and say bench player, but then he'll say, "Oh yeah, but only for the first month." As I said, then you don't mean he's a bench player, right?
Right.
You don't mean he's a bench player. You just mean that he's not fit and ready to start. That's
Right.
cool. That's a completely different thing to me
Right.
because I'm not sure about you, 12 man, but I had a quick look through the books there, and I'm not sure we've ever spent 125, 30 million pound on a guy and left him on the bench. I'm not sure. It might have happened before. Maybe we've done.
No,
I
I'd be
don't think we've done so.
more than
Yeah.
willing to take that wager and say no.
Yeah. That's not really something. It's the same with Ekatike. You talk, oh, Ekatike's on the bench. Nope.
Yeah.
We don't spend 80 million euro on it or
Yeah.
70 million pounds on a striker and just throw him on the bench because we signed Isak. Oh, well, we don't need you now.
Well,
Lots
now
of,
that's a good
yeah.
way of that's a good segue then of a question that I did have to follow up on that. And welcome to the show, Nalante, by the way. Welcome.
Yeah, evening, evening to the panel, evening to obviously Toff once again, obviously Irishman. Just finished watching the end of his channel, which is a bit funny.
Mhm.
People, lead the stream. Why are the numbers going up? Oh, now. Uh,
um,
Pick up the chat. Pick up the chat. Well, then some certain wild takes, but anyway, some of the chat
yeah.
wild takes, but yeah.
You were on the show yesterday when we had some pretty wild takes.
Oh, did you
Um,
mention it to? Did you mention it to Brian? The Isak thing.
yeah, yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah.
yeah, exactly. And what it was I was going to follow up on is if Isak is to become a red, hypothetically, 130 million, whatever, 120, 130 million, whatever it ends up being, it's not going to be 150. I think we're all pretty safe to assume that.
Mhm.
But we get it over the line. Isak's now a red. He's healthy. He's fit. Let's say we've already gone through the month process of getting him fit, getting him up to measure. Do we change the formation? Do we put Ekatike out left? You just said it yourself, Brian. 79 million, let's just call it 80 million pound acquisitions don't normally sit on the bench.
Nope. Not for
So
us.
if that's the case, how do you create a formation or a team that includes Ekatike and Isak in the same starting lineup?
And
I,
Salah
I
and Bruce.
I've said 4-4-2 is an option that I could see us going to possibly, especially if this 10 role doesn't click eventually for Verts. But how do you see it working?
Ask me or Nalante.
I'll ask Nalante first, then you give me your answer since Nalante's just joining us.
Exactly. Is he free?
But,
Yeah, mate.
or in terms of him, what Subi said yesterday.
How'd you get them all in, basically? How'd you fit them all in, man? How'd you get them all on the pitch? Ekatike, Isak, Salah, Verts, how you get them all on the pitch?
No, that I don't believe that. I'm
Believe
sorry,
that.
I don't. Yeah, I really don't believe that, honestly. If that's the case, then they've wasted
Yeah,
everyone's time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you so what are you doing? So you're just saying that the deal's not happening, or that'll be one of the reasons why the deal doesn't happen. Is that what you're saying?
I think the lads has got a bit of delay or something.
Okay.
No, I haven't got a delay. I'm just reading. Reading the comment.
No, but
on
it's just,
the thing.
or no, it was just with 12 man's question. It was
Oh.
like, what's your form? Like, how do we get Ekatike and Isak and Verts and Salah all into the same, and Gakpo into the same starting lineup? What's your
Yeah.
You just don't. Someone's got to hit the bench. If everyone's fit, if everyone's fit, gosh, if you forget about rotation because they're all going to play at some point. But let's just say the Champions League final is round the corner tomorrow. As harsh as that may sound, God, Hugo has to be on the bench. He has to be on the bench.
A player that's 3 for 3.
Yeah, but you're talking about Isak, you're talking about Salah, and as good as he is Hugo better than Isak? He's not. The only thing is with the only position you could think is
Gakpo?
well.
That's it. That's it. Like you were just going to say, that's the only option. Like if he's going to play anywhere,
it is, bro. Unless we change it, yeah.
Gakpo's.
That's it. Unless we change the formation, and again, someone still. You change the formation, you still got to drop one of them on the bench.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You can still only play 11. I mean, you can have it's. That's kind of where it ends. 11 players can play.
Exactly, Brian. Because at the end of the day, as much as Hugo's thought, look, I'm not gonna start twisting my words and say. Obviously, I said, Isak was the born. That's the only strike I wanted, and I'm sure Brian. I remember what we agree. All the others were risks. They're good players in their own right in different ways, but they're all risks. And look, Hugo's done well, but ain't no one can tell me that they bought Hugo. Well, maybe it is. So I'll take it back. Maybe someone in the chat did, but you can't tell me anyone put Hugo in front of Isak to buy. And if Newcastle were actually got the ducks in order, we would have and just got the bid. Then we probably wouldn't have bought Hugo. Not because I could be wrong. Not because he's a rubbish player. No, but Isak is the one we wanted. Slot has been his number one target, but. And again, certain chips fall the way they fall, and this is the conundrum. So, it's nice, but again, they all can't play, and and if you, to be honest, if Hugo was an out winger, I might consider dropping Cody, but as good as a player he is, he's not. So it would sadly it would just have to be Hugo, but that's part of a football club. Big teams do these things regularly. So yeah.
Okay. I did see ESPN FC try to answer this question. I saw Steve Nicol. I saw Moreno. Jaime Moreno. I didn't know Jaime Moreno. It might be Jaime Moreno. I think that might be his name. The Venezuelan player, at least, that does commentary on ESPN FC, and they all answered in the same, what do you call it? Like, standard, or like the terms of it's a nice headache. It's a nice headache to have. Even Ian Dark, I believe that's his name, right? Answered the same way. It's a nice headache to have, having all these players, or having those players but there's only 11 players you put on the pitch. So how do you do it? How do you make it? What are your answers to what you think will suffice for our coach? Do you think he does what Nolante just suggested, Brian, or do you think that it develops into something more so what I maybe suggested. Maybe it's a formation change, or maybe that solidified job of left wing for Cody isn't so solidified, and we find Ekitike out there, or what do we do? What do we do?
Um, well, it's incredible. Look, it's incredibly, even the best people out there that know about this shit and talk about this stuff and do this shit all day, every day, they're looking at going, great players, every single one of them, but there's nobody out there going, oh, this is what you do. This is how that team works. There's nobody out there going, that's how Ekitike and Verts and Salah and Isak all play together and it all works perfectly. There's nobody out there that knows what the answer to that question is because um, we have changed. We've changed since last season. Clearly, obviously, look, we don't play the same football we played last year. We have a completely different setup. We have a completely different coaching aspect. We have a different tactical setup. With Gio van Bronckhorst coming in doing things that are completely different to what we were doing last year. Arne Slot said, even towards the end of last season, we had to change what we were doing because teams were already figuring this out. So if the idea that we were going to be doing what we did last year, this year is just insane. So we're bringing in obviously new players to fit what we want to do, but also fit different things.
Mm-hmm.
Not just we're bringing this guy because we want to play like this. You're going to bring in players who can change systems, can change all the up because everybody in the Premier League now has a top coach, top players. They're going to look at Liverpool for about 5 minutes, and that's what they do now. So you have to keep changing all the time. We're already adapting. We've got this great, very, very high intensity attacking type football now that isn't really working at the back. So we're assuming that's going to get tightened up, and that's just going to take time with new players. But you have what I can see to be a scenario where you have a lot of fluid players, a heavily left-sided bias at the moment. Verts left-sided bias, Gakpo left-sided bias, Ekitike, Isak left-sided bias. They can play centrally and they can play wide, but naturally, if they are going to drift, they'll drift left. No one else really that likes to drift wide right other than Chiesa maybe. But we've a lot of fluid players, and that's not even bringing into Rio, you know? Um, so I can see it's just being an idea where we're trying to create a lot of attacking scenarios for players like Ekitike, Verts, who are just world class operators, really. Sabazai, Salah, McAllister, and then just saying, look, you then go and create in that last moment. You take that final decision on whether it's a short pass, whether it's a finish, as opposed to say the Guardiola thing of like we're going to work it to the byline, and when you get to the byline, you pass it back to the 6 yard box, and Raheem Sterling taps it in. No, there'll be more of a kind of we're going to get some of the best fucking players in the world, Verts, Isak, Salah. This is crazy, by the way, that we have these players, and then let them go and create with Frimpong and Kirkes, get them into areas, and let them just not improvise, but just be the players they are. Verts knows what to do with Ekiti. After day one, do you remember that little pass he played to him? He was like he'd been playing with him forever. He's like, there you go. And a little 1-2 off Ekitike. Just get really good players who one can drift left. Isak can go into the middle. But I honestly don't know how you want to set up the 4-4-2. I don't. It will all come from 4-3-3, which can kind of become anything. Yeah, but it's very difficult to get Ekitike and Isak and Salah and Verts into a team and make it solid still, and to still have McAllister. To not do like if that was Arteta, he'd go, wow, okay, that's a lot of attackers. So I'm just going to play 6 centre halves now, 2 centre halves in midfield. We can't, our fans won't allow that. We'll still want a number 6 and a number 8. So it's not like there's a magic bullet out there, man, where we can come up with some reason where, oh no, we can go with all these guys. There's a lot of work on our defense. That's a really attacking heavy lineup we've got.
No doubt.
You know,
No doubt.
and maybe we're going to have to see a few more basketball matches before it kind of
I know.
clicks. Maybe, like
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. I'm not laughing at that statement. I'm just laughing at
yeah,
you triggered a reminder of what Steve Nichols said. Steve Nichols, when he said Liverpool won't win. Liverpool won't be able to win won't be able to win many games by outscoring their opponents. And I'm like, it's not the only
no,
way.
that's the only way we're going to win games.
Exactly.
I think that's kind of how it works, dude. Yeah, probably how it works.
That's how it works, right? Is it?
Yeah, as opposed to all those 0-0 wins that Man City get, like
Exactly. I was like, what are you saying,
yeah.
Stevie?
Another 0-0 win for Man City. Yeah.
It was hilarious. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, but I just think for a while it might be kind of, fuck it. Trying a lot of new shit. We're loose at the back. But this attacking unit, once I don't know, look, I'm not sitting here going, oh, this is going to be fine, it's going to be cool. But right now it's loose at the back. It is loose. I've got a lot of attacking players. The more attacking players you throw in, the less kind of holding defensive type players. Yeah, Frimpong's very attacking right back. You add him back into the mix. It's interesting. To me, it's more kind of interesting. Right now, it's more interesting than worrying.
Okay.
But it is really genuinely interesting to how the fuck we're going to get all these really uber attacking players out there.
Yeah.
And then still actually to be able to hold shit together. Like,
I'll say even further, I'll go even further to say, of course, the coach is a great coach. He'll know he's, I'm sure has a plan or some type of idea of what he wants to do with the team. However, it is going to be a situation where getting them the minutes that the players, this is from a player perspective at least, the minutes that the players want to see them have is going to be, I think, one of the biggest issues that he's going to face. Because I'm sure, like we're all saying, Ekitike is well deserving of a starting spot. Isak obviously is one of the best strikers in the league. So yes, he would be deserving of a spot. However, if you're going to tell Ekitike you're going to get, 20, 30 minutes, if you're lucky in some games, and you should just look at cup games or your occasional cup game or something like that, or domestic cup game, that might not be the best thing you want to hear as an 80 million pound transfer.
yeah, that's not going to happen. I can't see it happening. I just can't see it happening. Yeah, I just can't see that being it. Yeah.
You just got in on an 80 million pound,
Yeah, he plays, dude.
Deal, and now you're looking over your shoulder.
Yeah, no, I just think they play. That's what I'm finding so fascinating is like this to me and you, and to a lot of it's like, how the hell are they actually going to do this? But to me, it says they do have a plan to do, and I cannot, like, to me, it's like, I cannot wait to see because, yeah, Ekitike doesn't sit on the bench, and neither is Isak once he gets up to speed, neither is Robertson. So I literally can't wait to see how they actually do this because this is like the ultimate of like first world football problems. How do you get 3 absolutely incredible footballers into your team? Oh no. Let's go back to the John Joe Shelby years. I'm all for it, man. I'm all for it. Like, let's find out how we do it.
I will admit that maybe this website 433, I don't know if you've heard of that or not. They've got about close to 6 million followers on X. They're reporting, but they reported it 8 hours ago, so that's incredible. But they're using the Jan, the Jan, excuse me, it's not Jan, it's Jan comment as reference to their breaking news, but they're saying Liverpool and Newcastle have agreed a £130 million fee for Alexander Isak, reports Jan Age
Fjortoft.
Fjortoft.
Jana Fjortoft. Yeah.
Apology, Jan or Jan, excuse me, for my. I'll get your name correct in case you ever are on the show or something. Who knows? YouTube commentators are emerging on many a platform and vice versa, so it is kind of wild. But I don't know. They've actually gone as far as to post that, which is bold, considering there's been no official breaking news like that. But that's like us again. 6 million people, close to 6 million people, 5.9 million people follow their channel or follow their postings. It should be interesting, people. Very, very interesting what unfolds for us. I'll tell you another player that is unfolding for us as well, and that is possibly Marc Guehi. Apparently, Liverpool will have a £35 million bid for Marc Guehi on the on the offer sheet. Officially, they've submitted a $35 million flat offer for Marc Guehi. That's what's being said. Palace haven't responded yet, but Guehi's out of contract next summer. They're in a tough spot, as we all know, as to their coach is very, very outwardly critical of his club not putting in the purchases or making sure that the club is restocking their team with quality players, and to have lost already Elise the year before, SA earlier this year, or just recent really, and now possibly losing Guehi, who is the centerpiece of their defense. It would be very, very, very impactful of a transition for Crystal Palace. So Guehi has Premier League pedigree. He's England caps. He has leadership credentials after captaining, obviously, Palace to their first ever FA Cup trophy. For Liverpool, obviously, we have center back depth is, in some people's minds, pretty thin. I know that we do have technically two players if not two plus a hybrid of other players that don't necessarily play the center half role, but could be put there in a pinch. But primarily, we have Gomez, who's unfortunately somewhat injury prone. I'm saying somewhat because I like the player. And also, obviously, Leone, the new young lad that has joined our team from Italy. But the question is whether Liverpool push higher or stand firm and risk waiting until he's free. That's the big question. If Crystal Palace doesn't budge on this fee, it looks like they would and will. It looks like that possibly the only difference is some are saying 35 million. I saw another report saying it's closer to 40 million with the add-ons. Some have also even said that it's 35 million and a 10% sell-on fee as being incentive for Crystal Palace. Is this a deal that we get across the line, do you think, Nolante?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I don't know, to be honest. I mean, I guess it's missing the final touch. Obviously, if we're paying 40 mil, that would just be ridiculous, if I'm honest, man. For a guy who's got a year left, I mean, 35 is pushing it, but I guess we're trying to get in. So I don't know. It's, like I said, until we see him sign the shirt, wear it on the official website, then yeah, anything can happen. So we'll see.
Okay. Brian, it's a deal that you can see actually getting, because I know you're a big fan of Crystal Palace's coach. I know you follow what's been said. Bullish D is saying we put in a bid of 30 plus 5. Palace want 35 plus 5. He's saying it's 5 million. We'll get it done. What are your feelings about this deal? Because this is a deal that looks like it's just razor thin margins that are possibly preventing us from getting there. But also that point that Nolante just brought up with the a player in his final year of his contract is a very, very substantial point. But Brian is on mute. Maybe Brian's not with us.
Oh, okay.
I think Brian might be taking care of something. All right.
Taking care of some business.
Yeah, take care of some business. Coco might have said, hey.
Yeah, Coco. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's new graphics designer for the Irishman's channel. There you go. There you go, mate. He's following you. Big business. Just to correct Bullish D, Liverpool's not 30 plus, but it's 35 mil flat offer we've made to Palace. Mm-hmm. Not 30 plus 5, it's 35 mil.
Yeah,
made with 10. Yeah.
And again, I heard that it's like the incentive is to say a 10% sell on deal, mm-hmm. which could be good. I mean, like that'll be if you're looking for getting that extra $5 million. If we were to sell the player, you would get that $5 million later on. Most likely, you'll get that $5 million later on because the chances of you selling us selling the player would most likely be for 50 million or plus. 50, he's mm-hmm. well over 50 million when it comes to the rating for him. Mm-hmm. It is one where I'm looking forward to this one. I think if we get it across the line, great. If we don't, and that is if we don't, mm-hmm. I'm not necessarily bothered about that either. Mm-hmm. I'm not bothered with that either. As in, I could go this year without Guehi being a part of the club.
Yeah.
And knowing that we could get him on a free, and that would obviously open up the coffers for us to make another acquisition on. Maybe we can make we save 35, 40 million, whatever, let's say it's 35 million, like we just spoke on, we could then offer 80 million or something like that, maybe, or 75 million or 80 million for an Elise maybe, or something like that, to shore up what I think is going to be eventually our next big concern, which is future-proofing the right side of our attack. But that's just my opinion. Just seeing what people are talking about. They're just talking. I lost what they were saying in the chat. So
CJ's fantasies.
Yeah. Well, fine. Yeah. Shout out, Scouts in the house. Scouts,
League, folks. Evening,
my brother. How are you?
Good. I've just discovered, did Man United get a win, did they today?
They did. Did.
Well, it was about time, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's on the back of what I would say is a foul. Is it a penalty? He began grabbing the player's kit outside of the box. The player continued on into the box and eventually went down in the box.
And he got the penalty, even though the contact
and they gave
was
him the
outside.
They said go to VAR and they gave him the penalty. I think that's a poor call, to be honest. I think you give the foul. I'm not saying it's not a foul. I'm just saying it's not a penalty.
Yeah.
Opinion.
Yeah. I mean, I thought they might have got themselves together for a win. I've just turned my computer on and, your notifications come up and one of them was saying they'd won. So I thought I'd ask you. Anyway, Have we got any more news, have we?
Yeah. Sit back, I guess, Lee. Yeah. I guess, put your seatbelt on, we got some news. Yeah, there's been talks about Isak apparently telling some of his teammates goodbye. There's been also, as I reported too, news about Isak. Apparently, the Newcastle have given the green light for his exit, and there's been news that Isak is going to possibly, or Newcastle and Liverpool are working on the agreement for a £130 million transfer.
Mm-hmm.
There's also news about Marc Guehi. That's the news that we're on currently, and that's where 35 million is the flat fee that we've paid or offered to pay for Marc Guehi. I think that's a very, very generous offer for a player in his final year. We did include a 10% kicker if we sell him on a 10% sell-on clause into that as well, which is, I don't know if it's a likelihood, but it's certainly, if it does happen, it would be just, more money that they could get in the end. They could get maybe even more than 5 million, possibly. So it is looking like that deal might occur as well. And now, obviously we're talking about the pen too. There hasn't been an update, by the way. I'm still I'm on X right now. That's cool.
Sounds like he touched a bit lucky, He's done.
How do you pronounce the country he's from in Africa? Do you know, Delonte?
Which player?
Isak. He's not. He's obviously Swedish, but he's not. By his roots go back to Africa.
How'd you spell it?
It's Eritr. Yeah.
Eritrea.
Yeah, there you go. Look at you.
Okay.
Look at you, the linguistic.
Yeah, it's just above Somalia, I think, on the Suez Canal. There's a sort of flank of the Suez Canal on the other side of the Arabian Peninsula. It is.
Yes. Yeah. It's just
I think it's Ethiopia, maybe. I think I'm sure.
Ethiopia. It's above. Sorry, not Somalia. Got myself wrong there.
Talking about, I know, because that's it's a disputed land mass because Ethiopia wants it back, apparently.
Yeah, it's only small, Eritrea. Very small.
Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah, he's just showing him with back in Africa with some of his with the kids. Anfield Vibes is reporting the plan is to unveil both Isak and Guehi at Anfield on Sunday ahead of the Arsenal clash. So I guess some are predicting that he will be both players, if not one, but both players will be in the stands. Okay. All right. Not an issue or a problem. Let me see. Okay, Brian will be back with us shortly. He's going to take care of some business, but still got a fun crew here. I've checked. Okay. I'm going to go into what I wanted to put as the main thumbnail photo for this episode. I know everyone's buzzing off of Isak, buzzing off of Guehi maybe, but some of us are buzzing on the finally the announcement that our vice captain is none other than Robbo. Robbo. Making songs. Yes. Definitely.
Yeah.
got the Scottish vibes going down on this one. I get it. That is last year's kit, but that's also when he had the captain's band on during the game. And he is good luck on that one, CJ. Good, Joey G getting a hat trick. And it's something that I have a reasoning in my own opinion as to why he is our vice captain beyond the obvious facts. I'm going to go into it. So Andy Robertson is Liverpool's new vice captain. Slot explained it perfectly. Robbo has this is Arne Slot's explanation of why he picked Robbo. Robbo has been here nearly a decade, won it all, and embodies the culture Klopp left behind. It is something that Slot has effortlessly spoken on about how he is the gift that keeps giving. The gift that Klopp left was having a culture amongst this Liverpool squad of leadership, accountability, and togetherness as a family. And it is something that he cannot thank Klopp enough for. But since joining from Hull in 2017, our left back has played 344 games. He's won every major honor you can with this club. He's led Scotland as captain as well. Shout out Duffy. Shout out Duffy. I'll see you tonight at the show, by the way. Big up, big up. No worries, no worries. But he's won every major honor. He's led Scotland as captain. Now he's officially second in command. He is our deputy behind Virgil. After Trent's exit to Madrid, it's Robbo's who carries that leadership mantle in the dressing room. I'm going to say this, and this is not in any way a dig or anything like that towards our vice captain. Is anything just something that I look at as my perspective. I honestly do think that the reason why Robbo was chosen as vice captain over, for instance, Mohamed Salah, who was the choice for some in the chat, possibly some on the panel, why he was chosen over Ali, who, albeit it is difficult to be a goalkeeper and be the captain of a team. It's not saying it's impossible. We do see that happen. We've seen De Gea be a captain at one point. We've seen, obviously, Spurs' former goalkeeper be a captain for their club for years.
Yeah.
But it's difficult, and this is coming from a goalkeeper perspective, it's difficult to be a captain only because you're not able to be in the conversation or to be able to try and negotiate or at least sway the referee's opinions on the pitch as a goalkeeper. An outfielder, it's a little bit easier because let's say the referee's on the other side of the pitch, it's easier for that player to get in the referee's ear as opposed to a goalkeeper that would have to leave his box. But this is why I think Robbo is, and this is my own perspective. I haven't heard anyone else say it, so keep that in mind. If you don't like it, I'm sure I'll hear about it in comments. But I honestly think that Robbo was chosen as our vice captain because out of all the leaders that were possibly on the table of being leaders, they all pretty much have a solidified place as a starter for the most part, but in the team. Mohamed Salah is a starter. Ali, starter. Okay? Maka, starter. I personally would have given it to Maka, to be honest with you. I wanted to give it to Maka. I wanted to reassure him that he's the future of our club. However, if Robbo isn't going to play consistent minutes in the sense of being a starter, one way to assure that he is going to be on board and have other duties that can help this team it would be as a vice captain. And as a vice captain, you don't have to be on the pitch. I know we had Trent Alexander-Arnold on the pitch last year as our vice captain. I get that. However, we also, if you do, for those of us that have been following the team for some time, we all know that James Milner is a player that is phenomenally regarded as a bona fide leader. However, he was a spot player. He wasn't necessarily a starter all the time. He was a starter when we needed him to be a starter. He was a player that got chosen quite a bit to join in on the team as a sub sometimes. But for the most part, he wasn't someone that you were relying on to be a starter. I think that Robbo can fill those duties those duties can be filled in a Milner way by Robbo more accurately. He has a phenomenal relationship in the locker room, and I also think that with Robbo, you're getting a player that can, if a player of his stature, possibly one of the I'd say top 5 greatest left backs in Premier League history. Okay, that's me saying it. Maybe not you, but that's me saying it, and I'll say it with chest. Top 5 left back in Premier League history. For him to be able to say, I'll take a reserved role, very similar to what you saw Bobby take and when he was asked to hold bench, I think that shows not only leadership, that shows humility, and that shows a team mentality. And if anything, it shows professionalism. And that's why I think Robbo was the choice. My soapbox is over. I'll allow for you two to tell me what you think. We'll start with Lee. Lee, what do you think about this selection? You can comment on what I just said or come up with your own.
Yeah, I like the selection of Robbo as vice captain. I like the idea of maybe McAllister or even Gakpo, someone who would be on the pitch, but it doesn't really matter too much because we've got Virgil on the pitch, and Robbo will be on the pitch at times. It's more about the jogging others along, isn't it? In moments, and you don't always have to be on the pitch. You can do it at half time, before the match, talk to people and that. Yeah, I think it's a good idea. Don't see why not, because he's got plenty of experience, hasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
We know he's a good leader and stuff like that. So, yeah, I'm okay with that. I think it's a good idea.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't mind seeing him do what you've seen some players do too, like a Thiago, or even Milner's still playing. Obviously, it's incredible that he is, but like a Thiago, even though he wasn't necessarily always fit, he was still actively involved on the bench, showing leadership, and it's thus why he's now returned to Liverpool and become one of our coaches, which I'm over the moon about. But what are your thoughts about Robbo becoming our vice captain? Finally getting announced. I don't know why it took so long to announce this. To announce it, we're already 3 games into the season, and now it's being announced. But what do you think, Milante?
Yeah, I agree with that. It's a bit of a weird one. No doubt, they could have just wrapped up a long time, but even there or there. But some of you in the chat, you gotta hold your hands up. I won't call names. Some of you said Robbo was going. I saw it. Some of you said Robbo was going. You saw the Trent links, the Trent agent links, and he said, "Nah, he's going. He's definitely going." I thought Robbo was gonna hand the transfer request. Someone talk to me in that chat. Someone please talk to me. Silence is golden. Silence is golden. But look, everyone's good. No one's responding. What happened to the Robbo gone? Trent's agent.
Alone, leave
Get
him
rid of
alone.
him.
We move.
Okay, what happens? Silence in that chat.
This is Robbo's day.
But look, again, people will disagree with me about he's finished and stuff like that. And look, we can all agree that he's not the same as he was. Which again, football happens. But I would personally, in my head, I would love Robbo to finish his career at the club. I still believe he's got something to offer. And in this rotation, vice captain, yeah, I hear about the Mo things because Mo starts, but doesn't really matter. I'm not bothered about it. Robbo can do a job, and again, hopefully Kirkus will pick up. But you need competition. If Kirkus is not, well, Robbo can come in and can do a job, and he might overtake him. So you want the battle. So for me, I've got love for Robbo. He might not be the same as he was, but he can still do a job. And I hope. I mean, he probably won't, but I would love him to finish his career at Liverpool, if I'm honest. So yeah, congratulations, Robbo, and we move.
Yeah, that's a good shout. Him and Verge could be. I, I, he. It's tough because I don't think there wouldn't have been a good cop movie of Verge and Trent, but there could have been possibly one with Hendo and Millie. But yeah, it's a close. It would be a close call on that one. Robbo definitely has respect to the locker room. Do you think that Slot made the right choice in choosing Robbo, Lee?
Yeah, I think it's a good choice. Yeah, he's displayed lots of leadership qualities, hasn't he? I mean, he's one of them players that you'd always think displays them without an armband anyway. It's just part of his game, to get really into the whole thing. And, we've seen him, haven't we, on the pitch, G and others up over the years. So, yeah, it should be a good thing for us. At least we've got it done now anyway. We know who it's going to be. So, yeah, I think it's good news.
I don't know if he will. He will definitely pick up like all the vice captain. Normally is the one that has to go around and collect like fines, like fines or like if you were caught using your phone in the lunch, in the cafeteria, or,
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Training. You got to pay. You got to pay into the swear jar.
Pay the toll.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know if they picked a leadership group. I think they probably would have carried it over from the Klopp era for the most part. But I know that some of those players, for the most part, other than Trent, all those players are still in the mix. I think if anything, maybe Maka joins. This is just my opinion, at least. I think Maka maybe joins that group. As a part of the leadership group. But the leadership group is like we have so many leaders in the sense of captains of national teams on our team. It's incredible, absolutely incredible. It's almost like a prerequisite if you're going to join our team.
When I was growing up, captains were always either centre backs or occasionally number sixes. Occasionally you get someone who was more than a six doing it, but usually it was a centre back. It was nearly always a centre back, and just sometimes it'd be like a six, say like Souness, that type of player. But it was nearly always centre backs when I was a kid.
Yeah. It's normally a centre half that is your captain, especially for a reason that let me see if I started. It was a very good point that Duffy brought up. I didn't, but it was basically he was just basically paraphrasing. He was saying how offensive players are like your forwards shouldn't be captains. It should be more so players that are further
the back,
further into the pitch, meaning like your obviously your center halves or maybe even your
maybe you can see the whole game, can't they? Centre backs, whereas at the striker he'll have his back turned sometimes when things are happening because he's making runs.
And you can't really give a good read on what exactly happened when you're trying to defend the point of it's a foul or it's not a foul or whatever. You can't necessarily say.
Things have changed a lot since I was a kid. It's been 40 odd years now since I was a bloody kid. 40 years anyway, and it's changed a lot then, but it was always centre backs years ago. Like it was virtually ever anything different. It was very invariable. I would say like it was rare that anyone but.
What do you think about this? If this is what this is going to be true, he says Fabrizio has written up. I can double check on this too because I have my. I do have my I have it open. Fabrizio Romano, understand. This is him speaking. Understand Aston Villa are now advancing in talks to sign Lucas Paqueta. Negotiations underway with West Ham. Paqueta is keen on a Villa move. If Villa make this move, just if West Ham make this move, I would say West Ham fans out there, I would certainly get to planning out your travel stays to championship teams.
Yeah, they'll be inconsolable if he leaves as well. He's really decent, Paqueta. I like him. He's more than decent. He's a very good player when he's on his game and everything's right. He can be devastating, Lucas Paqueta. But yeah, West Ham fans won't like that after Kudus already leaving. I don't know who they've brought in. I assume they have brought a couple of players in, but it's not looking great for West Ham.
Yeah. I'll tell you the truth. There's a player on West Ham that I do really like that I only wish he was younger and it would make a lot more sense for us to make the move. But I've always thought that Bowen would have been a nice little, counterpiece to our right side for our attack.
I think a lot of us thought that 12th, about him being possibly a stand-in / successor maybe to Mo. He's about 3 years younger than Mo, but so he's not going to be a successor, is he now at his age? But he could always have been a stand-in. But we've said that about a lot of other players on that side, haven't we? Successor / stand-in. We've looked at Saka, we've looked at all other players, haven't we? Saying, we'd have him if we could. And Bowen has always been a dangerous forward, hasn't he?
Yeah,
Very good.
Yeah.
He's scored enough against us, hasn't he?
Yeah, good player.
Romano also reported that Marc Guehi and LC deal remains underway. No issues on fee after £35 million bid plus 10% sell-on. Agreement club to club would get done. Guehi agreed to terms weeks ago. Deal only depends on Palace's decision. That's the only thing we're waiting on is whether Palace make the agree to the terms. Let's see. And there was an update that I did kind of see from that guy, Indy. India said that LC to submit official bid for Alexander Isak. The bid will be submitted today. UK delegates from both clubs to meet in London in 2 hours. The bid will be around 125 to 130 million pounds. The news will leak to mainstream media within the next 24 to 48 hours. That's what is being reported by Indy Kayla. He has grown certainly in followership. But Red Armchair Supporter says he agrees a 23-year-old Bowen would be all over our radar. I absolutely would say fire on that one.
Yeah, 28. Yeah.
At 28, though, different story. Unfortunately. Yeah. I will go quickly around the league too, since we're talking about other teams. Apparently, Xavi Simons to Spurs is possibly a done deal. Tottenham apparently have it's done, right? Tottenham have
it's done.
Signing. They signed Xavi Simons from RB Leipzig for 60 million euros. This was a big deal. It was one where I guess some of us that were if we were going to I wasn't advocating for Elliott to leave the team, but I was saying that if he is going to leave the team, I wouldn't have minded seeing him go to Spurs with a buyback clause or something involved in it as well. But Chelsea were close. Bayern sniffed around, but Spurs got it done after Maddison's ACL blew. For Liverpool, it's a move to watch. Spurs now have a new creative star, and Simons could rise raise their top 4 hopes. Plus, it impacts the market. Every young attacking midfielder's price just went up just a bit, maybe because of the price that you saw Xavi get done for. Could be the case.
I'm happy for Spurs. I like Xavi Simons. Think he's a great little player. The Spurs have always had a bit of a soft spot for. It's a good deal for them. It looks like they're going to go with what they've got up front. I don't think their fan base was that enthused about the signing of Tell as a forward, as a replacement for Son. But some of them are more than happy to give Dom Solanke another go, because I was advocating for Dom's position when I was on the Spurs channel last week, just saying, what do you reckon of Dom? Can he improve with better team around him? I reckon he can. And a few of them were saying yes, some were like, no, we don't raise him. But Richarlison's the one they don't like. But it looks like Richarlison and Solanke and whoever else they've got. They've got Brennan Johnson. They've still got Werner, haven't they? They've got Kulusevski, but they've lost Son, haven't they? And they've lost who else has gone from their forward line? I think is it? From Spurs' forward line?
Yeah, forward line. I mean,
yeah. So it'll give a chance. It'll give a chance with Kudus and Xavi Simons in there.
I think not to cut you off real quick. I think that their Kulusevski, I think, is injured. I want to say.
Yeah, I think he's
injured. Kula's injured. Yeah.
He's sort of like in the last part of his career, I think, Kulu, because he's had a few injuries and he's never been quite the player he was. Although I do like him, but I think this could be a good thing for Spurs. He's got a certain way of playing, Frank, and he probably believes he can get the goals he wants out of Richarlison, Solanke, Brennan Johnson,
he's more of a midfielder,
and whoever else. Because they've fixed up the supply chain there. They've got a better supply with Kudus and Xavi Simons, hopefully.
Yeah. Well, somewhat of a better supply. I don't know. Do you think that Spurs are going to be a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde type team this year or something? Because
I think so, yeah. I think they'll do well, but they'll have some, Spurs losses. They'll have some Spursy losses. That won't go away, even though Frank's come. But I'll be watching them with interest this season.
I don't know if you saw the game, Lee, but they were dominated in their home matchup against Bournemouth today. And I mean dominated as in Bournemouth controlled the majority of the game. They scored early, but that's all they needed. And they ended up getting a 1-0 win. Kevin thinks
very Spursy, yeah. Bournemouth is a good side and do tend to dominate the ball against lesser opponents. They might not have as much of the ball they play Manchester City or Liverpool, but they're a very good team at doing that. Iraola's good at doing that. And we know Frank likes, he's not so much a possession guy, is he? That'll be a little bit of a blow for them, bring them back down to earth. But definitely, like you said, there'll be a bit of Jekyll and Hyde with them. But I think they'll do all right. And I think they'll finish ahead of Man United.
I think that's what Spurs really do need as a creative. With Maddison in the lineup, I think Spurs are a very, very deadly force on the pitch. I think that they can score in bunches, and especially either Maddison can score or even become creator, become a provider, a facilitator. Yeah. But obviously, Maddison has a problem staying fit, and unfortunately, he's injured. He's injured for himself right now. So, and it's a serious injury that's going to be, taking him out of possibly playing for the World Cup and the like. So it's a terrible time for it to happen. And wish him a speedy return. But at the very same time, there's a void now. And that's why I was saying if Elliott was going to leave, Elliott could have filled that void perfectly, I thought. But I'm glad that we'll be able to utilize the services continuing on for us.
I'd like to say I'm surprised he lost to Bournemouth, but I'm not. Sorry. I'd like to say I'm surprised he lost to Bournemouth, but I'm not really, because it is Spursy. But I think the longer Frank's there, the less Spursy they'll become and the less Jekyll and Hyde they'll become. I think he'll make them consistent a bit more. And I definitely back them to finish ahead of United in this year's table. I think Frank's got more about him than Ruben Amorim with his 3-4-3 bollocks.
I unfortunately did think that they were going to lose today against Bournemouth only because I'm not saying I've got some crystal ball or something like that, but I was thinking that they would lose simply because of that Spursy mentality that they're still trying to work through. Having just won a huge game at the Etihad, a game that pretty much everyone and their brother and sister picked them to lose. For them to go now back home and play against a Bournemouth squad and not score a goal, that's just like, come on, man. That's Spursy, in my opinion. That's unfortunately Spursy, in my opinion. Shout out to Rio, by the way. Happy birthday. It's his birthday today. Or actually, technically, it was his birthday yesterday. The 29th was his birthday. But all the same, happy birthday, happy belated birthday to our young forward. There was a shout from Tuchel, by the way, before I get into this next segment. There's a shout by Tuchel and it was pointed at us and other teams in the league, but specifically at us, trying to warn us from using our young guns. He was saying basically that they're talents, but trying to ward us against using these young talents too early and basically, not tiring them out, but like overusing them or like running them into the ground type situation where they become they lose their natural progression. I know, zip it, Tuchel. That's what Red Armchair Supporter is saying. Do you say the same, Nolante, to Tuchel? I can look for the exact quote, but do you think the same, Nolante?
Yeah, I concur with Red Armchair. Yeah, he's got more things to worry about. The pressure's on him with big money. He's got to deliver it. It's got to be coming home, mate. It's got to be freaking coming home, mate. That's what he needs to be worried about.
He has said basically Thomas Tuchel fires warning to England wonder kids. Obviously Max Dowman and Rio and Gamora are highly coveted players now with their emergences in the Premier League. But he's saying to them, hey, you know what? He doesn't want to see them being used by these clubs and being run into the ground. Basically.
Yeah. Tuchel himself is a fairly tough taskmaster. He's got a rep from the clubs he's been at. Like, he doesn't take no messing around, does he? None of the top coaches do. But it'll be interesting to see if Rio can get in his squad at the age he's at. But I'm not even that bothered. The only reason I'd want it is for Rio's sake. Otherwise, I prefer he was kept until maybe the next tournament, the Euros, like when he's 19.
I think the only way maybe you. Oh, sorry. Say the last point so people can hear you.
Maybe wait for the next Euros when he's just turned 19. If I was selfish about it and didn't think of Rio's feelings, I prefer him to not be with England, maybe, because we've had some bad injuries with England. Redknapp, Gomez has had a bad injury with England. The Redknapp one with England finished his career pretty much. He plays on, but he was nowhere near the same player. Joe had a terrible injury with England right after Virgil's injury. So you're always worried when players go away on international duty. Sometimes it's better. That's what I always liked about Matip. He fell out with the national coach and he'd stay behind. When Milner retired and he'd stay behind, wouldn't he, when all the others went? And there's something to be said for that, because you're not going to get an injury then. I'll have my fingers crossed all this fortnight, like, for our players while they're away.
Very true. Very true. Tuchel getting himself into. He's learning very quickly that it is not an easy spectrum to navigate when it comes to the English press. He's already gotten in trouble for his comments about Jude. He's already gotten into obviously, or some hot water about his comments about Jude. He's also looking at some kickback or PR duty to be had with Jack Grealish, who's actually playing very well at the moment, and also he also went public with his conversation that he had, or at least some portions of his conversation that he had with Trent Alexander-Arnold, and explaining to him why he was not going to be chosen for this camp.
In terms of the media backstabbing you and picking up on nothing that, you know, when they say something, international managers, and then it's like it's combed over, and they'll pick something out, they'll pick one sentence out. It is the worst job in the world to have for that. The England
that's what
job.
they did for the
Our
June
media is horrible to the
Right,
England.
France.
And
It
it's
wasn't even him saying it. It was apparently his mom. It was his mom saying something about apparently he apologized after describing aspects of Jude Bellingham's on-field rage as repulsive that's what his mother had called it. And then he had to clarify what his mom said. And I'm like, what are we doing here? Are we really having this conversation about what a manager's mother has said about a player?
Capello made me laugh when he was England manager. Capello had no time for them. After he'd been here a few months, he had no time for them. And the look on his face when they asked him questions was priceless. You know, he just stared at
Capiche.
Yeah, he used to cotton on like that he didn't really speak the language well enough to talk. And I don't blame him, because the media is savage over here. I mean, they are in most countries for the national team, but England is something else. They're a bunch of bastards, our media.
All right. This is the fun part of the show. Only have really 2 more segments left after this, or 1 more segment after this segment. So I wanted to get into a fun little part. I had a Newcastle quiz for us, but unfortunately, I didn't get to bring it up, get to do it, because I ended up going to the to Crown Public House for my supporter pub game. So we'll have to do it another time. We might have to even wait till next year, because it pertains to Liverpool's interactions with Newcastle at St. James Park. So I can't even use it for the next time we face them, because it'll be at Anfield. However, but maybe, who knows? Maybe we get lucky and we have to face them in a League Cup or in the FA Cup or something. But or maybe even Champions League. Who knows? But this one was a fun one. I was hoping that we'd have Brian here with us, because I know Brian loves his trivia and he loves to tries to be the quiz master. But we still do have you in the chat, and we have Lee and Nolante. So we'll just go mano versus imano in this one. And I would ask both of you to not look at the chat for any help, please. I'm trusting you. In the chat.
Thanks, Redemption, for the answer.
Do you want to say something more clearly to him?
No, I was going to say thanks, Redemption has already given me the answers.
Oh, yeah, the ADN's got you. Yes, and I would normally say no Googling, but if you feel as though you have to Google the answers, do what you feel. You know, it's always one of those things. I much rather, whenever someone asks you a question, you're trying to figure it out, you could always just Google it, or you could always just, do an internet search for it. It's amazing how Google has become synonymous with saying internet search. It's a search engine. It's not an actual thing, but apparently it is now. But anyway, I have a Liverpool Summer Madness quiz. It was a quiz that I saw on Liverpool, on the Liverpool website, and I thought it was a fun one. It was one that I will openly admit I did not get all of the answers correct. So so I would love to see if you guys can do better than I. Let's see. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 questions. Okay. Hopefully it doesn't end up as a tie. So there'll be 4 questions apiece for you both. Okay. Let me see what I could use. Okay. Pick a number 1 through 10. I have a number that I'm holding up right now. Lee, number 1 through 10.
8.
8. 1 through 10. Nolante.
3.
Oh, wow. Okay. I guess you will be going first. You hit it right on the dot. I had 3 as my number. 3 is the magic number. All right. So Nolante, you'll be going first, and Lee will be going second. I'll give you 2 points for a correct answer and 1 point for a steal. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Also, by the way, I did want to say this. This is this picture here is obviously Arne Slot and Mikel Arteta. Apparently, Mikel Arteta is telling Arne Slot that he believes his team is going to win the league. Arnie's laughing in his face, apparently. At least that's my take.
It's actually a nice picture. There looks to be a bit of respect between them there, like, doesn't there? Two good coach, one good coach and one half decent coach having a little chin wag.
I think this is actually the game I went to, actually, to tell you the truth. I think
the pre-season game. Yeah, you went. You met with Beijing Barnes, right?
Yeah, got the
remember
meeting Beijing Barnes. Fozzie was there, but I didn't get a chance. Barnes met with Fozzie, but I didn't get the chance to see Fozzie. But all the same, see Barnes and his lovely family, by the way, too. Got to see my Caprice son, sister, and Barnes' wife and his son. It was definitely really cool. All right, people. Here we go. On the original, they have a timer, and not only do they have a timer, they actually have multiple choice. I'm not going to give you multiple choice, okay? Since it's just us doing it. All right, and unfortunately, I can't refresh it to do it over. It just keeps your score already. So here is the quiz for you. And your first question, Nolante. Liverpool's biggest ever win was by what scoreline?
That's in the history.
Mm-hmm.
In the whole history, you're right.
Right. Not including preseason and stuff like that, but like as an actual...
Since the club's been formed. Oh boy.
Yep.
I'm going to go. This is just have to be a guess. I'm just going to guess 10-1.
10-1. That would be incorrect.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you a chance to steal, Lee.
Was it 11-1 versus Strom's Godset in Europe? That was our biggest win for a long time. I don't know if we've gone past it.
Lee, I want to give you half a point for that. I really want to give you half a point. Because you are correct that you got the team correct.
Yeah.
It was in the European Cup. It was in 1974, September 17th, 1974. However, it was not 11-1. It was 11-0.
11.
Oh, wow. So we both need that. Okay, 10-1, 11.
One there, and I should have known that it was nil. It was in like the programs for years. It'd say, like, you know, under honours, it'd say biggest victory, Strom's Godset. But yeah. Good one. Let's have my question then.
Okay. So we move. All right, Lee, it's your turn to get the first question. Actually, now this time we didn't score any points. Unfortunately, can't give you a half point on that. So I'll say this is your question. The Reds have twice won a top flight fixture, with a score of 9-0. Once was against Bournemouth. Who was the other team?
Crystal Palace.
Oh, I get that. Yeah. Go on.
2 points. All right.
And the same Palace side we beat 9-0, knocked us out of the FA Cup semi-final.
Yeah, exactly. In 1990.
If we'd have been there and beat Fergie in the final, he might have lost his job. But it's all ifs, buts and maybes. But Ferguson, that saved his job winning the FA Cup in 1990.
Yeah.
I'll give you this question since we're talking about 9-0s. In the 9-0 win over Bournemouth, who scored a hat trick in that game?
Bobby.
Is that your answer, Bobby? Just make sure. You don't have to say final answer. Like that.
Yeah. Hold on. I need to think about this clearly.
Try, man. I know. I'm trying to give you some. So that was a game that has some really, obviously, a lot of
okay.
It's
a lot of goal scorers. Oh God, I'm going to kick myself. I'm going to go with Bobby.
I'm going to go Bobby.
Mm.
All right. That being correct.
Oh God, I think I know who it is now. Oh flip. Anyway, can't do anything about it now.
Okay, I'll ask this question one more time here for you. Lee, for the steal. In the 9-0 win over Bournemouth, who scored a hat trick?
Was it Diaz?
Diaz. Oh, wow. Red Armchair supporters are saying Bullish said Diaz as a second guess. Red Armchair supporters said Mane as a second guess.
No, mine was gone.
This was a trick question because nobody did.
Oh, jeez. Oh, that was a trick. Oh,
there was an own goal, wasn't there?
Yeah, I was thinking. I just thought. But I know Lucho scored 2, Bobby scored 2, but I was thinking one of them 2. But yeah, okay. You're
Bobby
right.
scored 2. Joe scored 2. However, you had goals from Harvey Elliott. You had a goal from Trent Alexander-Arnold. You had a goal from Virgil van Dijk. You had a goal from Carvalho. And you even had an own goal.
Yeah, I remember the own goal. Yeah, all that. Okay.
Yes, he had a hat trick of assists, maybe, but not a hat trick of goals. I'm sorry. All right. So that's a 0-0 on that one. This question is for Lee, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Lee, your first stab at this is Liverpool's highest ever winning margin away from home is an 8-0 result at Stoke City in 2000. In which competition was that played?
That was the League Cup, which was the Worthington Cup, I think, at that time. It's a League Cup anyway. It's a League Cup tie, I think.
Final answer?
Yeah, I do believe it was the Worthington at the time, the sponsor.
Okay, that would be another 2 points. Okay, another 2 points. Well done. All right. Nalante, the Reds' biggest victory in a Champions League match to date is 8-0. Who were the opponents?
It's Beşiktaş.
How do you spell?
Beşiktaş. Basically just the Turkish team who Oli got sacked the other day. Beşiktaş.
Okay. Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm pretty sure that's the same team.
Yeah.
That is Besiktas?
Yeah. Beşiktaş. Yeah.
Okay. That would be correct. All right. Red Armchair Supporter knew that one too. Good shout. All right. This one is for you, Lee. How many times have Liverpool scored double figures?
Hang on a sec. Yeah. I just sorting a cup of tea. Go ahead, start now.
You're making a noodle sandwich. Okay.
Some butter.
Some butter with some noodle sandwich.
Some butter.
You ready for this one?
I am.
All right. It is, and keep in mind, it is 4-2. It is 4-2. So we have a game. Here. How many times have Liverpool scored double figures at Anfield? How many times have Liverpool scored double figures at Anfield?
I was there when we beat Fulham 10-0 in the League Cup in '87, but we lost the final to Arsenal.
No, I'm just saying how many times. So
yeah. I'm trying to think of more. I can't think of any more right now where we've gone to 10 into 2 digits. There probably is another time, I would imagine. Do you talk about in one match, like not over the 2 legs of a tie?
Yeah, in one match.
Yeah, Fulham 10-0 is the one I remember I was at as a 13-year-old. God, the songs were funny. The cop was on form that night. How many is there then? Oh no, you got to respond.
So, I don't. What is your? So you're saying what's the number one?
I can only remember one.
Okay.
Fulham in '87.
Not one. It is not one. What's your guess for the steal, Lee? I mean, Nolante. For the steal.
Okay, what did Lee guess?
He guessed one.
Oh, so it's not going to be.
There apparently are 2 answers for this. I'll give you, if you get either or, I'll give you credit for it.
Oh, it's not going to be. It's definitely not going to be. Oh, it's single digits, isn't it? You know what? I'm just going to go with my lucky number, my favorite number, 3.
Oh, so close too. All right. So if you, according to until the LFC channel, okay, the LFC website, there's 5. However,
damn! I was thinking that.
If you do Google it, the answer, according to Transfer Market, is at least. It says at least 4 matches. So my answer I had down there was 5, but they're saying at least 4. Yeah.
I was thinking 5.
You would have watched 2 of those games, possibly. You would have probably watched 2 of those games because I know you actively followed the Liverpool team in the 80s. He's still working on his noodle sandwich. All right.
Yeah. Noodles for life.
Noodles for life. For life.
Life. Aye.
1974, 1986, 1980, and 1969 are the dates on those double figure scores. All right. Nolante, this is your chance to tie it up.
Mm-hmm.
How many goals did Liverpool score in their first ever in their first ever competitive match against Higher Walton in 1892? How many goals did Liverpool score in their first ever competitive match against Higher Walton in 1892?
6.
So close. I'm saying so close. I don't think Lee's back yet.
I am a mayor. I've got 2. I've run out of milk. 2 very strong teas. So strong it could probably lift the cup itself. This tea.
Okay. All right. I don't know how you can live with yourself, man.
Yeah.
I'm running out of milk. Bloody hell.
Yeah.
All right. I'll give you a chance to steal. I'll give you a chance to steal the question. How many goals did Liverpool score in their first ever competitive match against Higher Walton in 1892.
Higher Walton. Oh, that's a mad name. I'll say 7.
Yeah. Isn't that Steve Winwood's team? No, that's a joke.
Higher Walton.
That's a shout
Good
out
one,
to obviously people over. I mean, that's something that my parents had that album. So I mean, like, you know,
Yeah. Give me a higher love. It's actually an area not too far from here, Walton.
okay.
Yeah, Walton, yeah. Famous area, isn't it?
I'll go for 7, 12 on that. I'll say that they scored 7.
You said, what'd you say, 6?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You're both extremely, extremely close. I'll say Bonker said 5. Red Armchair Porter said 3. Kevin says, wasn't our first game against Doncaster 15-0? I guess it might have been, but I guess that's not according to the team. And again, these are all off the Liverpool website, so it's them. It's our own club making it. Bullish has just said 8. 8-0. Wow. All right. I don't know if Bullish was there or not, but Redbird is saying too. Bullish has gotten it correct. It's 8-0.
Okay.
Scored 8 goals in their first ever competitive match against Higher Walton on September 3rd, 1892, winning the game 8-0. This match was played in the Lancashire League, and it marked the start of the club's history in competitive football. So we started off right.
Well, I know one person who's at that game.
Yeah. We know one person that was there. Yeah,
yeah.
All right, this is the last question. And to make it interesting, I'll make this last question worth 3 points. Regardless of whether you get it first or last, I'll make it worth 3 points to make it interesting. When Liverpool beat Fulham 10-0 in the League Cup in 1986, this is for you, Lee, who scored 4 times?
Oh, mate, I can't even remember the scores. Shit. Rush. I'll just say Rush because it's obvious.
Okay.
Yeah, I was bullish, Steve, for this one. I was only 13. Funny.
That's incorrect. So, when Liverpool beat Fulham 10-0 in the League Cup in 1986, who scored 4 times in that game?
Oh God, who was it?
No, you're done. This is for Nolante. You're not getting another answer.
Oh, I'm thinking of 2 names here. Thinking of 2 names. You know what? I'm going to go Craig Johnston.
Oh, what was your other name?
I'm not sure if he's there. I was thinking, no, was he there at that time? I'm not sure. I was thinking possibly Paul Walsh. Yeah, Paul Walsh. Yeah.
John Walk as well.
Walk, yeah.
Moldy could sometimes score like a couple of pens, goals. It's got to be one of them, I think.
No, it wasn't.
No.
Wait. Let me double check. I can finally use some of these. Let me double check. I'm going to check the computer.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. What kind of show are we doing, 12? Listen, ladies and gentlemen, apologies for that. That was not part of the show. Not part of the show, guys. Not part of the show. Me and Lee have no condolence. We have no condolences over 12's actions just a minute ago. We have no influence in 12's.
It says no, and that's all it says. It won't give you the right answer that it refuses.
Yeah.
Sorry, I checked the computer and that's what it said. That was the answer it gave me. I'm sorry. All right, I'll show you the answer. Let me show you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking up the. I'm gonna look up the other goal scorers because you guys did say a couple other players.
Few names that scored on the night. Okay.
Ian Rush did score in that game.
Oh yeah, they're 100. Oh, so it was McMahon. Okay. Oh,
Yeah. I did say Lequard after a couple of guesses because he
Yeah.
scored a few goals back.
yeah.
That was the season that we sold Rush at the end of, and then the following season, obviously, it was Barnes being developed, which helped him.
Yeah.
2 for us,
Yeah.
2 for 1 for
Whedon. Oh yeah, Nico would have been. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Stevie Nick and his left back goals.
I was quite close to the front on the right-hand side of the Cop. It was a really funny night. I enjoyed that immensely. I think that's the biggest score I've seen, the biggest pounding I've seen at Anfield. Fulham weren't first division, though, at the time. They were second division.
Yeah, can imagine.
That sucks. This is why I need a producer so he can work the soundboard because you said that you're all out of milk, right? That was
Need some milk.
Yeah. Hey, it was the milk cup. When Paisley won it, it was the milk cup.
Yeah.
there you go.
He was saying because Man United were winning that game until later, he said, I was about to go sour on the milk cup, and then laughed and had a sip of his tea.
These are the little things you can appreciate as the channel gets bigger. We're upping it up. We're upping the quality. You get the sound effects, soundboard effects and stuff. Anyhow, let's forget. No, there's no noodles. I don't have a noodles one. I don't have a noodles sound clip. I just know when he did look for his milk and he did look for his noodles. Apparently, Lee was.
I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it.
Yeah, I like it.
Okay.
There you go. That's the new theme song, Lee. Anytime you go for your noodle break, your noodle sandwich break, that's the song. That's the theme song.
Well, I've got no bread.
Give us a laugh.
Like no bread or milk left. There's noodles, but there's no milk or bread.
All right, mate.
So no noodles. It's ongoing. Lisa. Still I go shopping. I'll get off my lazy ass and go shopping.
Indeed, you do that. Get the steps in, mate, so we can
Maybe
get
do a sound effect for Arteta. What one could we do for him? Always, that thing. Press. Have him saying, "I am a lead."
Oh, that's easy.
He's
well, guys.
This is Arteta.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm getting cooked.
Slat's cooking me again. Oh shit. Well, guys. That's his soundtrack. Guys, you have to believe. No, guys, we're gonna win this, guys.
Oh my goodness. All right. Well, looks like Lee won our little quiz. Hopefully you had fun with our little quiz as well. I did say that we had the fixtures in. I did find out the dates for our confirmed fixtures. Liverpool versus Atletico Madrid is going to be September 17th. That's going to be our first game. Then we'll be traveling to Galatasaray on September 30th. And then we have another away game at Frankfurt on October 22nd against Frankfurt, like I said. And then on November 4th, we're going to be hosting Real Madrid. And then November 22nd or 26th, will be right after or right around Thanksgiving. For those of us on this side of the pond, it's going to be PSV being hosted at Anfield. Then December 9th is going to be Inter. We'll travel to Italy and go play Inter. Then we travel on January 21st, right around my birthday. We'll travel to Marseille. Who knows? Maybe someone special out there gets me a little bit of a Paris, or excuse me, a French holiday, and I get to go to that.
Oh, nice. Well, you got your holiday intact. I mean, Mrs. 12th is, obviously. C'est la vie, c'est la vie, c'est la vie, c'est la vie. Yeah, I mean,
They're going to be.
He needs some milk.
Hey, the only does milk is that's Lee.
Yeah. I'm going to definitely have
Emotional damage.
Damage.
There we go. That's what I'll have when I get told, bruh, that's not happening.
Yeah.
January 21st. And then January 28th, that's our last game, and we'll go to Karabag for that game on January 28th. So obviously the midfield clash at Anfield is the headline. Trent's return will be fiery. Every channel I've seen that saw the draws, that was their headline. That was one of their headline games. Inter, Atletico are massive challenges too. Don't get it twisted. 8 games, 4 home, 4 away. Every point matters. And I'm hoping that we can get 3 points on all of the fixtures. So that's that. Is there anything you guys wanted to say before we let the people do what they need to do on this fine, getting close to Sunday? But
well, I hope Brighton can do us a favour tomorrow at 2:30, just to keep a bit of breathing space between us and City. I know they're not the team they were, but they are still the team that's won like about 8 of the last 9 titles or something stupid. Or no, it's something like 7 of the last 8 they've won, haven't they? No, won
7 out of 9. Yeah,
7 out of 9. 7 out of 9. Yeah. So I'm still a bit wary of them and would very much want them to not get a result. And Brighton, just I can't strike them completely from my mind. It could come from nowhere to bother us later in the season. So that's what I'm hoping for tomorrow before our game. If I can be greedy about what results I want, I'll have our results and hopefully theirs going wrong.
Okay. Anything you wanted to get in to the stream before we end up allowing people to enjoy what is the last bits of their Saturday, maybe, or maybe they're already into Sunday and getting very much to our big, possibly the highlight game of the weekend, I think.
Yeah. All right, I'll go a quick question before we end this chat. And that's for you and Lee. Just a quick one, brief one. For the chat, obviously for you and Lee, don't look at the chat. I'm asking, since it just came to my head straight away, since Lee mentioned about seeing Liverpool winning the last 8 or 9 Prems, who were the last 2 teams to win the Prem before City, before us and City started winning Prems? Who was the last 2 teams to win the Prem just before then?
Yeah. Do you want me to say?
Yeah, go for it.
It was Chelsea and Leicester, wasn't it? With the other 2.
Fair play. Yeah. Fair play, Lee.
Conte, wasn't it? Conte and the Tinker Man, Ranieri.
Indeed,
He
yeah.
was all right, wasn't he, Claudio? I used to get a laugh out of him. He's a nice enough man, like quite a sweet fella, isn't he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Big up, Kevin. Yeah, but yeah, Lee was on the ball. He rattled the 2 names, but yeah, Lee.
He was ready.
He's ready. Yeah.
I can remember how I felt when Leicester won it. I was very pleased for them. I was like, why can't my team please do this? And the Evertonian lad who was the barman in the pub used to think it. He was like, ditto. He was like, why couldn't we do this? But we did do it very soon after.
I'll look for that clip, Redbird. I'll look for that one. Where's the move? Kevin's saying the role on top-rated teams being in pot 1, but superseded because Chelsea are previous winners. It landed Gunner's easy draw. Okay. Interesting.
I haven't looked at their draw yet for the Champions League. I will do when we finish. Right?
Arsenal's? Are you talking about Arsenal's?
Yeah, I've not seen Arsenal's or Chelsea's. Or Man City's actually. I've only seen Arsenal.
I did give him on the episode that we had. I did read off I read off all the English teams ones, but I can tell you again. Let me just see if I have it where I have it in my notes here. I had it in notes from yesterday.
To be honest, having Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid in our group, it'll sharpen us up a bit, hopefully, for the the sharp end of the competition, the knockout stage. Having to play them in the stage should be helpful. We'll know what sort of standard roughly we have to be at to advance in the knockout stages.
They drew Bayern Munich, Inter Milan, Atletico Madrid, Club Brugge, Olympiacos, Slavia Prague, Karat, Almaty, and Athletic Club.
They've got some easy games in there, haven't they? Got a few hard ones.
I mean, everyone's got some easy games. Technically. I mean, with the way that the pots were all situated, you're going to have some type of
like Karabag for us. That should be a formality, shouldn't it? The Karabag game, regardless of it being away from home. But they'll get a rest against a couple. They'll probably use their shadow side against a couple of teams.
This was the reason why he's saying that they got an easy draw, Arsenal did, is because Arsenal weren't in pot one. But technically, to be in pot one, you had to have won something. That's my own personal.
How does Union St. Gilwar that we played with Keviso McAllister in the team? That made me laugh that his nickname is Keviso to Alexis Kevito. We got Karabag, Athletic Club in there. That's a mad one. That is Athletic Bilbao, yeah.
Yeah, Athletic Bilbao. Yeah.
Newcastle are in there.
I mean, the pot 2 is a decent pot, though. Let's not get twisted. Other than maybe Club Brugge, because I don't think that the Belgian league is exactly like,
No, it's not as strong as it was. They were a good name years ago.
But they had some up. Club Brugge, I think, did have an upset or two last year in the world. I think didn't Club Brugge beat Manchester City? I think
they did. Yeah, they did.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. The best Belgian football ever got.
I think they beat them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The Belgian sides were very good in the 60s and 70s, particularly Anderlecht. And Club Brugge as well.
Yeah.
Standard Liège to a lesser extent.
I am surprised that they ended up getting because you're going to get 2 of every pot regardless. But I am surprised that Tottenham got a pot 3 finish rather than pot 2 finish, considering they are the Europa champions. They maybe would have been a pick to go above Arsenal, if not knocking out one of those teams in there that is in pot 2. But all those teams in pot 2 are pretty good. I mean, they're all decent teams. Atalanta isn't the team that we faced at Anfield that beat us, but I mean, they are still a formidable team. Benfica's a good team. Atletica Madrid is in there. That's Atleti. Leverkusen, Villarreal. I think Villarreal is one of the hardest places to go try to get a victory, get a win at. Juventus, Frankfurt. I think Frankfurt and Club Brugge are probably the 2 weakest of that group in pot 2. And I think Tottenham is probably, arguably, Tottenham. Someone might shout out Napoli. Maybe PSV is better than Tottenham in their group, but again, in their pot. But then again, it doesn't matter who's in your pot per se, because
Napoli.
Yeah, you have to play 2 games against every team. 2 games, against 2 teams from every pot. And that that includes your own pot too.
Yeah, the big dogs. Yeah.
So so
Madrid.
hmm?
Always gets in the to Madrid or it's Atletico or Real. So it's no
Mhm.
surprise. Yeah. And then the Trent thing, innit? I mean, he played tonight, funny enough. 71 minutes he started.
There you go.
Yeah. And, hey,
Trying to end that
people jump on stuff. He's just I can't, honestly. Sometimes, you know what? I hate the internet because I swear there's a lot of fake news, clickbaits, and not everyone, but the majority of it just jump on someone. Oh, he's finished.
Yeah.
He's done. He's dead. Oh, like the crop game. Okay, go. He started. I mean, come on, man. It's just honestly, like I said, shout out to the ITKs, man. Because listen, man, I'm an ITK gunner. I live for the ITKs just to finish them on, man. I live for that. So ITKs, wherever you are, Liverpool ones, you know who you are. Keep
I
on,
know. Oh, I know.
keep
Lante,
on, keep on.
when Lante sees an ITK, he walks up and says,
This is Sparta!
Indeed. I tell you, 12, you got to keep all this now. You got to start using it. I like this. You need to start using this. Keep this in the show, man.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, if I had a pedal, I'll do one for you because you're very chill. But when your buttons are pushed,
"Oh yeah, get a buzzer, get something like that."
yeah.
Yeah. Like yeah. There you go. All right. Quick shot of the Nashville Derby in the background, unfortunately. Quick. Anyhow, people. Semifinals for Champions League: Liverpool, Barca,
Okay.
Bayern, PSG, or Inter, says Adam. That could be a good shout. That's a nice low shout. 4 fantastic teams, certainly.
Yeah.
Five, or I'd say 4. It depends on how you rate PSG or Inter, whether you put them in that fantastic or that upper tier of teams currently. I think Bayern is going to win the Bundesliga again. They're out of their haze of whatever it was, that quick little I would say Bundesliga. I hope you enjoyed it, which was a quick
Yeah, as always.
you know,
The Hurricane curse is gone. So
yeah. The confusion that was Bayern is all over.
Yeah.
You know, they're out there. They still got hands down the best quality in the league.
Yeah, 100%. Okay.
Anything else though before we got, like, I'll give another 5-6 minutes here if necessary, or if not less. So anything else you want to talk about real quick? Anything else on your mind, people out there? Maybe you have something that you want to bring up. Let me just make sure I brought up all the points that everyone brought up too. These were
Big up AR. He wants he's something in the chat. Sorry, 12. Or do you want to save that for another day? AR, Abdul.
Did Abdul just bring something? Did he start? What was it? Abdul just said something?
Yeah, in the chat.
About joining the chat?
Yeah.
Well, we're about to end. I mean, if it was maybe if it was beginning of the chat, we could do something. Another day for sure. Another day.
We'll sort out calling. Yeah. We'll speak about that.
I try to put a call in every once in a while. I try to put a call in, especially when I don't have a panel. I'm like, oh, all right. Well, here's an official shout, so you guys can help me out. And then I put it out there. Nobody joins. So I'm like, okay, that's why I don't do. Yeah, I get crickets.
Because we need Dara. Yeah, because Dara had some interesting points. Yes, we'll have to get them.
Brian gets like 9 people on a panel. I get like, I just get my OGs. But it's all good. Let's see.
Big up, Abdul.
I think I already put this one out there. Left wingers are the new number 6s, as it seems. It's not. Oh, I was going to ask that question. I see where Hyler is going with that. I wouldn't say left wingers are the new number 6s because I think there are a lot of talented left wingers out there. Rodrigo, you could say Mbappe, you could say Vinicius Jr. if you wanted to. You could also obviously say Lucho. You could say Cody. You could say Leao,
Obvious.
or the guy who plays for AC Milan. You could maybe even say does KK play on the left side?
Yeah, but he can play either side. Yeah, left or right. Yeah, you could just put him down.
We
Same
played
with-
with that. We played without a left winger for years after Ray Kennedy left in '82. It was only when John Barnes come in '87. It was like 5 years, maybe 6 seasons. We played. Ronnie Whelan played there. Craig Johnson played there. Sometimes
Yeah, Johnson
Sammy
was there.
would go
Don't
over
forget.
to the left. But yeah, we were without a left footer for a long time in them years.
I think
It was a good midfield anyway. More workman-like than anything, that midfield.
Craig.
Yeah,
sorry, Tom.
I'll just say real quick, then I'll let them.
No, go for it. Go for it. No.
I wouldn't have said left wingers are the new number 6, as it seems there's not many out there with real quality. I would say maybe left backs are the new number 6 if you want to put a position on the pitch that I think doesn't necessarily exude a lot of recognizable world-class talent out there. There are world-class players. I'm not saying they're not. I already told you what I think about Robbo being top 5. I saw Trudon go as far as to say top 4. He said he had Robbo's top 4. He said Cole, Irwin, Robbo, and Evra are his top 4 left backs in Premier League history. Shout out to Trudon. I like it. There was a shout from Trap Joe that says he thinks Robbo being the vice captain keeps Mo pressure free. Okay. There was also Bonker saying that James Watland on X said 53 minutes ago. Well, this is more than 53 minutes ago. The same Swedish source is now insisting that the deal is done, with Newcastle finally giving Isak's side the green light to join Liverpool. Red Armchair supporter wanted to get his shout out. I'm going to hold you to it tomorrow, 3-2, because we're going to do a preview show. CJ has it 5-1. Okay, I'll try my best to remember those scores for you. I'll ask you if you want to amend them tomorrow during the preview show. I think that's all. The other topic is another shout out to Redbird too.
Big up Redbirds. Big up.
I did show the super chat when as soon as it hits. I don't get many, and this is like a new thing. So as soon as they hit, I will bring them up. But he called me a top red. I said I'd rather be a top red than a bottom red. How about that?
Bottoms up. Indeed.
There you have it. Yay. Oh man. Anyhow. Anything else real quick? Got a minute left. Anything else?
I was just thinking, well, again, maybe, I don't know if he's going to do it on previous show. I don't know if we could quickly do what lineup we would do for tomorrow's game against Arsenal, or you want to save that for tomorrow? Okay,
Yeah,
save it tomorrow. Okay, yeah. Okay, cool.
I put together who I think I put together. I don't have my own personal choice of who I would play. But I have what I think Slot is going to play tomorrow. But we can do that. We'll give you'll hear our shouts for what we think Slot's going to play. We'll also give what we would play. We can break down what the difference is. Who you think is the better team out there? None of us are saying that we're better coached than Arnie Slot. We're just saying we have some different ideas for in directions for the team. That's all we're saying.
Agreed, Adam. Great play, yes. Agreed, Adam. Very good.
Oh yeah, fantastic player.
Yeah.
What did Bonkers say? What did he say? I need that clip too.
Yeah.
Craig Johnson. Oh, you liked Craig Johnson, huh?
Oh yeah, nice.
Trying to say.
He did his best, Johnson, but he just filled the gap really, like at the time when we didn't have a left winger. Ronnie Whelan as well.
On
He
the
played
double.
on the left all season in 86, 87.
Yeah, won a double with us, old Craigie boy.
Yeah, him and Ronnie was on the left at Wembley in 86.
Yeah, he was on the right, I think. Or was he
Yeah,
through the middle?
Captain McDonald's and Mouldy through the middle.
Mm.
And it was Johnston on the right.
Craig, yeah, I think he means Glenn Johnson. Okay. Craig.
Oh, Glenn.
I don't know why I said Craig Johnson.
There's
I think he
always
means Glenn Johnson. I'm assuming.
left
he means
wingers
Glenn
are,
Johnson.
I suppose, more valuable
even though that's
than
not
right.
Craig,
wingers.
Craig Johnson. Yeah,
wingers.
Craig is on. Yeah.
Is that's who the first time?
Yeah, Craig Johnson. Yeah, that's what he's on about. Yeah, that was the Aussie winger. The Aussie before Harry Kewell came and messed everything up.
Mr. Predator.
Yeah, exactly.
That was a funny. Someone asked that question, or was it? I think it was. Because Zuby said something yesterday about how he was like on the verge. He never got a jersey especially with a player's name on the back until he thought about getting one of Stevie G's on the back.
Because we were winning trophies.
Yeah. The first kit that I had a name on the back. I don't really get names on the back of my kits, especially nowadays, because when you get players, when you get these jerseys, you get these players' names on the back of the kit. That player could be with the team for all of like a year or 2 years. Who knows how long they'll be with the team? You'll have a kit. You spend all this money for, and you're like, "Oh, I got this nice looking kit. Yeah, I'm gonna rock it." Find out he's gone. And you're like, "What?"
Yeah. I usually get my surname. Always my surname on the back of the kits. I get the number for the player that I like, but yeah, usually my surname. Always.
I think the first kit that I had a number or a name on the back was Harry Cole. Harry Cole was the first player.
Oh, nice.
That I asked to get that kit. That was a gift.
That
was like the kit that someone got for me. For a birthday gift or something like that.
Very cool.
Yeah. And sometimes when you go to, especially during that era, like a lot of the kits, there weren't really like a lot of blank kits. They all had like a name on them or something. For the most part, like you tended to see.
Oh yes, you're right, Kevin. Yeah, sorry, Kevin. Yeah, you're right. Did he? I'm sure he played for Australia, but born in Zim. Yeah, you're right, Kevin. Sorry, I completely forgot about that. I'm sure he played for Australia internationally, football-wise. But yeah, okay, gotcha.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was the first kit I ever had a name on the back. I think I have. None of my kits have players' names on the back, other than that one. That way you can rock them forever. It doesn't matter. And you can rock the kits with the names on the back anyway. But
yeah,
it helps when that player is either a legend or something along those lines.
DVD. Yeah,
it definitely helps. Cool is not a legend for us, so here you go. All good. High hopes. All right, my friends, my family out there, we are 80 strong in the chat still. Big up to each and every last one of you. We are going to, however, take this down so that you guys can enjoy what is maybe the last part of your evening. maybe even the beginning of your morning, your Sunday morning. I'm looking forward to tomorrow. Tomorrow we will have a roll call preview / roll call. I'll do the preview as a part of the roll call tomorrow, just so you know. So we'll get in our highlights, and then we'll be able to get in obviously a good idea. I have to change the time actually for I posted already a preview show for tomorrow, and I posted at the wrong time. But it's kind of hard to preview a game that's already going to be over by the time I said that we're going to go live. So tomorrow, please join us. Continue to ask people to join us as well. If you're going to be going out for the game tomorrow, maybe check us out on your cell, or if you get to your friend's house or to your family house, or maybe to your own house, definitely tune in, say what's up, give us a shout on the roll call. Always a pleasure to see Reds supporting Reds. That's the whole purpose of roll call. Lee, do you want to give anything? Do you want to say any parting words?
Just so we get a good result tomorrow. Cheers, everyone in the chat. Thanks for your contributions. See you again.
Okay. And Nolante, do you want to say any parting words? Yes, no, Nolante. Nolante is thinking about him. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows?
Do you think Bradley will be fit to start 12th after having training all week? He only come on, didn't he?
I think he might be. I do. I'm not trying to give any
details about tomorrow.
Yeah, any reveals away, but I think he will be ready for tomorrow. I think he will be, and I think that because I don't think that Maka is back to training. I'm giving away a lot of tomorrow, but Maka is back to training. But I think that I would rather see a fit Dominic Szoboszlai in midfield than a trying to get fit Maka.
Save it. No, we're cutting it. Remember, tomorrow. We'll discuss tomorrow. Indeed.
Do you want to say any parting words to people before we bounce out?
No, just a quick peace out. Big up the chat. Big up the viewers that are inside the house. And I haven't done this for a while. For the words of our ex-manager, or Jürgen Schmeichel. Yeah, we're playing Arsenal. Matata, boom, boom. Good night.
Good night. I couldn't have said it better myself. Good night, my friends and family out there. Big up to each and every one of you that have hit that like. If you haven't, please do. We're trying to get to a 50 minimum on all of our streams. Also, again, I wish you a great night, an even better morning, and we will see you an hour and a half before game time. We're going to go an hour and a half before game time. That way I can get to the supporter pub and be able to get my seat. So they promised they would save it for me, but who knows about that? So we'll see. But I look forward to seeing you in your seat tomorrow, part of this show. Big up to each and every one of you. Up the Reds each and every time. And remember, you'll never walk alone. Take care, guys.